The desert wind howled, sand whipped against metal. Dr. Doom, Latveria's iron ruler, stood before the Great Pyramid of Giza. His mask, cold and unyielding, hid any trace of awe. Doom sought power, power hidden within the ancient stones. He had come for the Heart of Ra, a mythical artifact said to grant the pharaoh dominion over life and death. Legends whispered of its existence. Doom, a man of science and sorcery, believed. The air crackled with latent energy. Ancient magic thrummed beneath the sands. He would claim it. He would claim it all. High above, a white figure watched. Moon Knight, cloaked in the silver glow of the moon, perched atop a crumbling obelisk. He moved with a predator's grace. His eyes, twin embers burning with cold fire, followed Doom's every move. He had felt a disturbance in the fabric of night, a darkness, cold and calculating, encroaching upon a sacred place. Khonshu, the Egyptian god of vengeance, had sent his avatar to cleanse this defilement. Moon Knight, a warrior of the night, would answer his god's call. He would be the fist of vengeance. He would shatter Doom's ambition. Doom, his boots crunching on the ancient sands, approached the pyramid's entrance. Hieroglyphs etched into the stone seemed to writhe under his gaze. They spoke of curses, of guardians, of a power that could consume the unwary. Doom scoffed. He feared no curse. Above, Moon Knight tensed. He felt the weight of centuries pressing down on him. The spirits of the pharaohs whispered warnings, their voices carried on the wind. They spoke of a power older than time, a power that could shatter the very soul. Moon Knight listened. He respected the ancient ways. He would tread carefully. Doom, with a blast of concussive force, shattered the pyramid's entrance. Dust billowed, obscuring the passage beyond. He strode into the darkness, his armor gleaming with an inner light. Traps, cunningly laid, awaited him. Blades sang, poison darts hissed. Doom, unfazed, walked through the onslaught. His will, an unbreakable shield. Moon Knight, his white cloak flowing behind him, descended into the pyramid. He moved like a wraith, his movements silent and swift. He avoided the traps, sensing their presence with an almost supernatural awareness. He would not underestimate Doom. He had faced gods and monsters. He knew true power when he saw it. Deep within the pyramid, the air grew heavy. The silence was almost deafening, broken only by the occasional drip of water echoing through the ancient corridors. Shadows danced on the walls, cast by the flickering torchlight that barely illuminated the path ahead. The weight of millennia pressed down on them, a palpable reminder of the history and secrets buried within these stone walls. Every step taken felt like an intrusion into a world long forgotten, a world that had witnessed the rise and fall of empires. Doom stood before a massive chamber, its walls adorned with intricate murals depicting scenes of ancient rituals and divine beings. The murals told stories of gods and mortals, of power and sacrifice, of a time when magic and reality were intertwined. In the center, a pedestal, bathed in an ethereal glow, held a small obsidian pyramid, the Heart of Ra. Its glow was mesmerizing, a beacon of ancient power that seemed to pulse with a life of its own. The artifact was said to hold the essence of the sun god, a power that could reshape the world. Moon Knight landed silently behind Doom, his movements as fluid as the shadows that cloaked him. He had followed Doom through the labyrinthine passages, knowing that the confrontation was inevitable. He felt the power emanating from the obsidian pyramid, ancient and raw. It was a power that called to him, a power that promised both salvation and destruction. He could sense the energy coursing through the air, a tangible force that made the hairs on his neck stand on end. He knew he had to stop Doom from claiming it. The Heart of Ra in the wrong hands could spell disaster for the world. Moon Knight's resolve hardened. He had faced many threats before, but this was different. This was a battle for the very soul of humanity. For the sake of the world, for the sanctity of the ancient grounds, he had to act. He would face Doom. The chamber seemed to hold its breath, the ancient walls bearing silent witness to the impending clash. Moon Knight's muscles tensed, ready for the fight that would determine the fate of the Heart of Ra. He would be the shield against the storm, the protector of the ancient and the guardian of the future. As he stood firm, the weight of his duty pressed upon him, but he welcomed it. This was his purpose, his destiny. The clash of wills was about to begin. Doom reached for the obsidian pyramid. "Such power," he breathed, his voice echoing through the chamber. "It will be mine." As his gauntleted hand closed around the artifact, the chamber erupted in a blinding flash of light. Hieroglyphs on the walls blazed to life. The air crackled with raw energy. Moon Knight, caught in the explosion, cried out. The power, chaotic and untamed, washed over him. He felt Khonshu's presence strengthen within him, shielding him from the worst of the blast. He would not be deterred. He would fight through the storm. He would claim victory from the jaws of defeat. The light faded, casting long shadows across the ancient stones. The air grew thick with the weight of history, as if the very walls were whispering secrets of a time long past. The chamber, once silent, now echoed with the clash of metal against metal. The sounds reverberated through the corridors, a symphony of conflict that seemed to awaken the spirits of the ancients. Doom and Moon Knight, their figures illuminated by the eerie glow of the heart of Ra, were locked in a deadly dance. The artifact pulsed with a mystical energy, casting an otherworldly light that made their battles seem almost ethereal. Doom, his armor crackling with energy, fought with cold precision, each blow calculated to crush his opponent. His eyes, hidden behind his mask, burned with a relentless determination, a desire to dominate and control. Moon Knight, his white cloak swirling around him like a ghostly shroud, moved with a speed that belied his size. His movements were fluid, almost dance-like, as he weaved through the onslaught with an agility that seemed supernatural. He dodged Doom's attacks with an almost preternatural awareness, his crescent darts flashing through the air like silver streaks of moonlight. Each dart was aimed with deadly precision, a testament to his unwavering focus and skill. He would not back down. His resolve was unshakable, his spirit unbreakable. The weight of his mission pressed upon him, but he stood firm, a beacon of defiance in the face of overwhelming odds. He would fight until his last breath. Every strike, every dodge, every move was a testament to his dedication. The battle raged on, a storm of energy and determination, each combatant pushing the other to their limits. He would be the champion of the night. Under the watchful gaze of the desert moon, Moon Knight stood victorious, his silhouette a symbol of hope and resilience. The ancient chamber, now silent once more, seemed to acknowledge his triumph, the heart of Ra glowing softly in the background. A god among men, in a world where the line between myth and reality blurs, heroes and villains clash in epic battles that echo through the ages. Doom, his patience wearing thin, unleashed a torrent of energy. The air crackled with raw power as the blast surged forward, a manifestation of his unyielding rage. "You dare challenge Doom, fool!" he roared, his voice distorted by his mask, reverberating with a sinister echo that sent shivers down the spines of those who heard it. "I am a god among men." His declaration was not just a boast, but a statement of fact, a reminder of his near-omnipotent power. The energy blast slammed into Moon Knight, sending him crashing into a wall. The impact was devastating, the force of it reverberating through his entire being. Moon Knight, his body racked with pain, struggled to rise. Every movement was a battle, every breath a testament to his resilience. He could feel the power of the heart of Ra coursing through Doom, amplifying his already formidable abilities. The artifact's ancient magic was a force to be reckoned with. He was outmatched, but not outfought. Determination burned in his eyes, a fierce resolve that refused to be extinguished. He had to find another way. Brute strength alone would not win this battle. He needed to outthink his opponent, to turn the tide in his favor. He had to use Doom's arrogance against him. He would be cunning, exploiting every weakness, every flaw in Doom's overconfidence. He would be the hunter in the night. Stealth and strategy would be his allies, turning the darkness into his greatest weapon. The battle was far from over, and Moon Knight was far from defeated. Sacrifice and salvation. Moon Knight, summoning the last of his strength, launched himself at Doom. He feinted left, then right, his movements unpredictable, fueled by desperation and a touch of madness. He aimed for the heart of Ra, the source of Doom's newfound power. He would sever the connection. He would risk it all. Doom, surprised by Moon Knight's ferocity, stumbled back. His grip on the heart of Ra faltered. For a moment, their eyes met. In that brief instant, Moon Knight saw a flicker of fear in Doom's eyes. The fear of a man staring into the abyss. The fear of losing everything. Victorious, but not unscarred, Moon Knight seized his chance. With a swift, brutal strike, he knocked the heart of Ra from Doom's grasp. The obsidian pyramid clattered to the ground, its glow flickering before fading completely. The chamber plunged into darkness. Only the sound of their ragged breathing broke the silence. Doom, his power drained, slumped against a wall, defeated but alive. He glared at Moon Knight, his eyes burning with hatred and a grudging respect. "This isn't over, Moon Knight," he rasped, his voice hoarse. "Doom will have his revenge." Whispers of a new dawn. Moon Knight, weary but triumphant, picked up the heart of Ra. He could feel its power, dormant now, but still potent. He knew he couldn't leave it here. It was too dangerous. He had to hide it, somewhere safe, somewhere even Doom wouldn't find it. He turned to leave, disappearing into the shadows, the desert wind whispering tales of the night's battle. The pyramids held their secrets close. But some nights, secrets have a way of escaping. The battle was over, but the war had just begun.